best game of the season. Running away with the title with more than 50% of the votes, 52%. Living in the moment, 50 points versus Minnesota. I voted for that one, guys.
Living in the moment. Yeah.
Shocked?
I'm shocked, but I mean, it's living in the moment.
Mark, go sit down. We got another show. Thanks
do
to
it.
Medina, Joe Ramirez. Keep tweeting, keep the discussion going. It's Lake Show, and it's your show. Let's go, Joe.
Tonight, the Lakers take on, for the first time this year, the Minnesota Timberwolves. LeBron trying to bully his way in with one hand. Throw it down.
Gorky Gang said, why me?
Here he goes, the lob to Dwight, and the beautiful, emphatic finish. And they have never led until right now. LeBron picks up that fourth foul. As it's blocked by AD, in tandem with AD. Caruso, reverse slam is good. There is your season high for AC. Down for three.
His first three-point make of the ball game.
Here is Alex all the way. That is sweet. He's unbelievable.
There's the nickel.
50 for Anthony Davis.
He's got 50 points in 37 minutes.
His three is perfect. Yes, sir. LBJ. The Lakers a season high 142. The purple and gold are 21-3 and the best record in the NBA.
Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet. I'm your host, Chris McGee. Joining me from USA Today, it's Mark Medina, and from Lakers.com, digital reporter Joey Ramirez. First time together on the show. We've been talking a lot about Laker chemistry this year. How's the chemistry between you two, you think?
You know, my name came first in the last show, and then it came second in this show, so I'm questioning my role now.
Yeah, you sharing?
Felt really good in that first show. And
Hey,
all of a
sometimes
sudden,
LeBron lets AD be the man.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think it's like we can adapt to any kind of roles. We're not worried about the pecking order.
You know what they say about you guys in the newsroom?
What's that?
Great hair.
Oh,
I'll take it.
All right, let's get to it. We got some news, and I know you guys like news, and it's good, actually, on the injury front from the Purple and Gold. Friend of the show, BT, you know him, you love him, Brad Turner, LA Times. Avery Bradley worked out again today with the Lakers in Orlando and will play against the Magic Wednesday. He's expected to be on about a 20-minute restriction. Bradley is coming back from a hairline fracture in his lower right leg. And here's a look at the upcoming 5-game road trip in Orlando. That is early on Wednesday, 4 p.m. The Heat on Friday, 4 p.m. How about the Hawks time? Pay attention on Sunday, 3 p.m. And then the Pacers, and then the one everyone's already looking forward to, the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee. LeBron James recently spoke to ESPN's Dave McMenamin to discuss the importance to mental health and his early season chemistry with Anthony Davis and the Lakers.
Starting to feel like a Laker?
I am a Laker. I'm definitely a Laker. I feel it, and I'm happy as hell to be one.
You and Anthony Davis became the first pair of Laker teammates since Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant to go 70-plus points in back-to-back games. You know the history of the game. You know the history of that franchise. What does that mean to you?
I mean, for me, Dave, I think you've had conversations with me. Anytime I'm able to be linked with the greats, myself and AD, to be linked with Kobe and Shaq, I think along that process, along that journey, you sit back and you're like, wow. Because when we're in it, we have no idea. We had no idea what we were doing. We're just trying to win ball games, put ourselves in a position where our teammates feed off us. But when you have moments like that throughout a season or throughout your career, sometimes you're able to sit back and appreciate it. Sometimes you're not. But to hear it from you and to see it, it's pretty cool. And I mean, we love our team. You know, it starts with me and AD both on and off the floor, how our approach is both on and off the floor, and it trickles down to everybody else. But everyone is an MVP. Everyone has a role on our team, and everyone's accepting their role and being an MVP in their role, and you can't ask for more than that.
Good stuff there from Dave McMenamin with LeBron James. Let's go top 2 things you guys have learned through the first 24 games at 21-3. Mark, we'll start with you. Number 1.
Look, I'm not surprised that the Lakers have been good this year. I mean, that was expected with having LeBron James and Anthony Davis together, but I'm surprised that there has really been minimal hiccups with kind of that learning curve. I thought especially maybe the first 10 games of the season, there'd kind of be a feeling out process from both of those guys of like, hey, when is it my night to be the guy and when do I play make? There hasn't been that at all. I mean, I think the only exception was that season opener against the Clippers, and beyond that, it's been full steam ahead.
Joe?
I would say that my big takeaway, and this is early, I know, but Anthony Davis has all-time potential.
Yeah.
Like all-time potential. We knew he was coming in as an all-star, as a first-team All-NBA type guy, but we're talking all-time jersey in the rafters, that type of guy. The numbers that he's putting up, first 40-20 for Lakers since Shaq. The other night, 50 points. How many Lakers have done that this decade? 3. Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and Kobe Bryant. All these figures that he's putting up are figures that we haven't seen since these GOATs. And Anthony Davis is doing that while also doing the things that don't appear in the box score. Yeah. He is the Defensive Player of the Year front runner, and he's doing a bunch of other things that really show his value as well. And he is an all-time potential.
It reminded me of Shaq in 99-2000 when he started to take over the league. He was about that age. He was kind of sick of not making it to the finals, not winning championships. It seems like AD is right at that point. All right, Mark, number 2, what do you got?
Okay, so to preface this is not to diminish LeBron James and his dominance after, missing 27 games last year with his injury and Anthony Davis, but those were kind of a given to open the season. What wasn't a given was how would Frank Vogel handle his new role as the Lakers head coach. You have to keep in mind that the Lakers even passed on one of LeBron's former coaches in Ty Lue during that coaching search. So there was kind of an element of, okay, what's going to be the buy-in process that Frank Vogel has to get someone like LeBron James and Anthony Davis to trust him? And he has been firing in all cylinders. The fact that he has some veterans with Jason Kidd and Lionel Hollins really has, I think, minimize the learning curve of having to stop practices, teach concepts. It helps that they're veterans on the team, but there's also veterans on the coaching staff, and it's allowed the guys to have immediate trust in them.
Joey, number 2 for you.
Number 2, big lineups over small ball.
Oh, wow. Ball's back.
Yeah, you know what? I did not see this coming. I thought that eventually they would have to go to AD at the 5. That we
all did.
He's great at power forward, but if you really want to unlock him, put him at center. But instead, the Lakers are just mowing over teams by having Anthony Davis at the 4, LeBron at the 3, and either Dwight or JaVale at the 5. And man, they are out physicaling these teams. They are out rebounding them. They are taking them. They lead the NBA in points in the paint. They post them up. They dive to the rim. They do just about everything to beat up other teams. And you see that it's a 21-3 start. This has been really good. Not a drop of small ball needed.
No, and it's a lot of fun. And fellas, we also learned that AD is one of the fastest to score 50 points in his Lakers career. Take a look. It took AD just 23 games in the purple and gold to drop his first 50 piece. It only took 16 games for LeBron to do it last season, but that was last year, and AD's 50 is the hottest topic in Laker land. For more, the man who took his lady to the game and he saw it live, Laker Film Room Pete. Take it away.
What's up, Laker fans? Welcome to Laker Film Room. Anthony Davis had his first 50-point game as a Laker on Sunday night, going 20 for 29 from the field. He got out in transition early and often in the first quarter, beating Minnesota's bigs down court with rim runs and leak-outs. He and Alex Caruso had great chemistry in the open court as both players looked to push the pace. Caruso made this beautiful look-away pass to a streaking Davis, who wasn't expecting it, but his amazing reflexes took over and he made the layup on the move. AD then returned the favor after getting one of his 4 steals when he dug down onto the post here. Then he pushed it ahead himself before finding a cutting Caruso for one of his 6 assists. Davis's ability to push the ball ahead himself in transition allows everyone else to fill their lanes and get up court as quickly as possible. The Lakers have started positioning AD in the post when the opponent is shooting free throws. Once the ball is rebounded or inbounded, LeBron will make a 50-foot post entry pass to AD before the defense is set. That gives Davis an early one-on-one matchup, and he took full advantage of that against Minnesota. He dominated Karl Anthony Towns in the possessions where they were matched up against each other, both on the perimeter and in the post. Here, he goes right over the top. On this play, AD posts up Jordan Bell. Watch how he puts his right foot in between Bell's feet. That gives him the leverage to drive through Bell before hitting the lefty floater over the top. Davis isn't fading away as much as he was earlier in the season and is getting better looks as a result. Many of these looks are coming in the form of runners, which he's hitting off of either foot. These are difficult shots for most players, but AD makes it look easy. He hit 5 of these in the game against the T-Wolves. They didn't run a whole ton of LeBron AD pick and roll, but it was effective when they did. And despite not hitting a 3, Davis's jumper was impeccable when he was taking it. He capped that off by going 10 for 10 from the free throw line, raising his free throw percentage on the year to 87%. Anthony Davis has scored 89 points over his last 2 games, dominating Hassan Whiteside and Karl Anthony Towns in the process. He's getting more and more comfortable on offense as the season progresses, which is a terrifying prospect for the rest of the NBA.
By the way, romantic move by Pete, bringing Jeannie's girlfriend to the game, and AD gets 50. You know he liked breaking that down right there.
Oh, the sound of his voice is just so soothing. You could fall asleep to it.
All right, look at Anthony Davis's week, will you guys? Jokic, Gobert, Whiteside, Karl Anthony Towns. You got a couple of all-stars in there. You got the defensive player of the year in there, and he completely dominated these guys on both ends of the floor. I think that's what I keep going to. It's not just that he averaged 35 and 8 and shot 63% from the field, but Joey, it's also about the way he defended them and make them look average. I'm just being frank right there.
No, honestly, and we think about Anthony Davis. I mean, we kind of think of him as a vet, but he's only 26 years old. Karl Towns only 24 years old. It's only a 2-year age difference for these two guys, and we think of Towns like this young upstart. Anthony Davis is on like 3 other levels above him. Rudy Gobert was my pick to give AD probably the most problems of anybody in this first stretch of the season, and that did not happen at all in either of their matchups. Anthony Davis dominated both of them. He is really finding his groove playing alongside LeBron James, the greatest passer in the world. Man, when you put a passer like that and a finisher like that together, you get 50-point games like this.
Yeah, and it's also, you know, Frank Vogel say after the game, hey, what impressed you the most about the 50? He talks about, well, the steals and the blocks. It's not just getting points. He's doing it, you know.
He didn't have to make any threes, unlike what you're saying with small ball, right? And I think with Anthony Davis's performance, specifically against Minnesota, really highlighted this game within a game that offered a window into the Lakers' chemistry. I mean, he had 27 points in the first half, and Avery Bradley and DeMarcus Cousins and Rajon Rondo are in AD's ear saying, hey, go for 50. And you know what? I got to put a Warriors reference here. It reminded me last year when Klay Thompson was setting that NBA record for most threes against Chicago. Those were the kind of conversations that Steph Curry and Kevin Durant were telling Klay at halftime. Hey, go for the record. And you know what? It's going to come full circle. LeBron James is going to have a kind of game like that where they're going to try to get him the ball. Or maybe one of the role players has a breakout game later down the line. It will help them keep engaged in otherwise forgettable games.
Here's the thing. Most guys that get 50 are ball dominant players. That's what makes Klay's performances so special when he goes off like that, because he's not even taking any dribbles. He's just coming off curls and cuts. But for AD, you never talk about the guards playing defense in those games. You just talk about the points. You talk about AD's defense first. It's pretty crazy. But when you look at how he got 50, no threes. It's rare to see that these days. How dominant was it?
He wasn't even really getting to the free throw line all that much. It wasn't like the Memphis game where he hit 27 of them. He was getting into the teeth of the defense. They tried multiple defenders on him. Obviously, he cooked Towns, but Robert Covington didn't get any breaks either, and neither did Jordan Bell, Mark's best friend from Golden State. But, I mean, and when we talk big ball versus small ball, putting Jordan Bell on Anthony Davis is trying to go small ball against the Lakers, and it's not going to work because he went 5 for 5 against Jordan Bell.
Yeah, and how about specifically that Denver game when he's dominating Nikola Jokic? This is on the heels of, hey, he's kind of playing with the flu throughout the game. He needed an IV at halftime. He's still playing through those elements, and that was one of many examples this year where he's had to fight some sort of adversity, whether it was his shoulder, all these double teams. He is a gamer, and he is not going to allow any kind of defensive coverages or injuries to hinder him from dominating a game.
You know who else dominated the game, and it was kind of a different type of game for him, as LeBron James. He had those 4 fouls early in that first half, and he even said in the post-game scrum, I'm not used to getting in foul trouble. It's not usually in his game, but he was able to do what he did. 6 of 8 from 3 with 13 assists, and he did it in just 28 minutes, and he ended up with 4 fouls.
Right, and I mean, Anthony Davis deserves all the credit for what he's doing, but let's be real, LeBron James is the driving force of the offense. He sets the tone of how many looks Anthony Davis is getting. So when you're looking at any kind of performance that AD has, LeBron's fingerprints are all over it.
Yeah, just taking a look at LeBron, man, he is just taking his passing to another level this season. Just when you think he's out of levels, he does it. Yeah. He had 8 assists just to AD last night. That is crazy. That's enough for one night for a good point guard. Instead, that's going to just one guy on top of the other passing that he's doing, and then LeBron's bringing it on the defensive end. He's actually second in the NBA in fast break points, even though the Lakers run an average pace. Dude is just making things happen, and he fits so well with Anthony Davis. It's a lot of fun to watch.
21-3 fun, Joey?
It's a lot of fun.
You bet it is. We've got more to come. When we return, we'll hear what AD had to say, find out which one of his teammates encouraged him to hit that mark. Plus, the Lakers and the Milwaukee Bucks have identical 21-3 records. Both are set to duke it out on the team's upcoming